There are many religions in the world. Among them, I choose Islam. And the decisive reason was the Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
everyone. It's great to see you again.
Okay, so this is the first time ever I have seen him or his channel. So it's not again, but of course he is addressing his viewers.
Originally planned to film after moving, but the moving process took longer than expected. So I apologize for filming in this somewhat chaotic environment. Sorry about that. Today, I want to share with you why I chose Islam. Have you ever felt lost in life or blamed God for the hardship you've faced? I hope that by sharing my story, I can help those of you who, like me, are searching for meaning in life. For those of you who have been following my channel, you might know that my life hasn't been exactly smooth. I went through many difficulties and trials. At one point, I resented and even blamed God. Why is God only giving me hardship? If God really exists, why is my life so unfair? As these thoughts deepened, my resentment toward God grew stronger. Have you ever had similar thoughts? Wondering who only you seem to face such difficult times if God exists? Ironically, during this time I had the opportunity to experience various religions. My grandmother was a devout Christian, and my mother, who raised me, was Buddhist. Also, my mother's sister was a shaman, so I was sometimes exposed to shamanism as well. Despite my grandmother urging me to go to church and my mother occasionally taking me Buddhist temples or shaman.
Now I'm not sure whether the grandmother is the mother of the mother or is it the mother of the father. Because if it's the mother of the mother, I'm curious to know what the grandmother, who is Christian, think about her daughter, which is a Buddhist, right?
Rituals. None of it moved me. Why? Because I was still blaming God. Then a truly special person entered my life, my wife. It's interesting because even before meeting her, I felt that a big change was about to happen in my life. Before embracing Islam, I had already quit smoking and drinking. Of course, I was still eating pork. You know, I'm Korean. Korean people loves pork.
Okay.
My wife was very different from me. She was warm, kind, and treated everyone with love. On the other hand, I saw life as just a series of survival. After meeting her, a huge transformation took place in my life. It felt as if all the hardships and struggles I went through led me to this moment. I was certain that God had sent her to me. Have you ever experienced a life-changing meeting with someone? Through her, I began to think seriously about the existence of God once again. If I didn't believe in God's existence, then why was I blaming him? The fact that I was blaming God meant that deep down I was acknowledging his existence to some degree. There are many religions in the world. Among them, I choose Islam. And the decisive reason was the declaration of faith, Shahada. Have you ever heard of Shahada? It's the testimony that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet. It's the first step in the Islamic faith. I wanted to let go of my past mistakes and be reborn. And the moment I declared Shahada, I felt as if I was born anew. It felt like all my past mistakes had been wiped clean. It felt like the heavy burden in my heart had finally lifted. Have you ever felt like this before, wanting to leave behind the past and start fresh? After that, I dated my wife for 7 months with Mary's.
Okay, before going there, I'm not sure whether he addressed the reason, unless the Shahada itself is the reason. Because it's the jump, from the background. Suddenly the wife come into the picture. Not sure is it directly related or not. He felt about God, how he felt about God changes, and then within, it seems like he found belief in God and he chooses Islam. But why, as to why that choice, for me it's not clear. But his experience of the Shahada kind of reinforced his belief, I guess, because the kind of experience that he shared is similar to most of others that go through the Shahada experience also share, right? Meaning that or the heavy burden, etc., right? But normally we expect there are certain important things that enable them either to see that this is the truth or see that this is the choice, something like that. I think that is not really mentioned. Was I missing something?
In mind, of course, and we eventually had the nikah, an Islamic.
So is it that the person is a Muslim? Is that the the factor that she found a person that changes everything, and because that person is a Muslim, is that a factor then?
Marriage ceremony. After our marriage, we lived together in Korea for 3 months, experiencing life as Muslims in Korea because I'm Korean. Living as a Muslim in Korea wasn't as easy as I expected. And there were many unexpected challenges and difficulties. In my next video, I plan to talk about what it's like living as a Muslim in Korea. If you had any difficulties as a Muslim or have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And don't forget to.
Alright, so interesting. Alhamdulillah. We always are happy with such transition that people have. This made me recall the story by Shah Kirit, who's a Singh Malaysian, that told the story how he first became a Muslim. He fell in love with a Malay girl who is a Muslim, and because he wanted to marry her, he had to convert or revert to Islam, becoming a Muslim. And that opens up the trajectory afterwards, because he mentioned that initially that's meaning his being a Muslim is basically that, and then afterwards he learned about Islam seriously, etc., to eventually become a du'at, someone who do da'wah and really is truly convinced of Islam and really act upon it and want to share to the world. But I'm not I'm not saying this is exactly the same. I'm just wondering. But even if it is true that he primarily became Muslim because wanting to marry a Muslim girl, hopefully just like that story of Shakirit, brother Shakirit, that opens the door to the eventual really seriously becoming someone who truly understands Islam fully, truly practicing it, and truly spreading the da'wah of Islam, right, and seriously throughout until the end, inshallah, right. So yeah, just that just wonder about that, because I'm not familiar with this channel, I'm not sure about the background, etc. So even if, right, so I'm not those who put down those who becoming Muslim because of certain reason as such, because even Shakirit said that why would you put down someone who is becoming one step closer to really becoming fully convinced of the truth, right? Because even though you enter Islam, the fold of Islam, officially not really there yet, but it enables that journey, right? So hopefully we make it easy for those like mu'allaf, that their heart is attached to Islam. We make it easy for them to actually full-fledged, wholeheartedly, etc., right? Hopefully, and not, because the hijrah is not easy, and he mentioned as well, right, for Korean lifestyle, food choice, etc. So if we Muslim also make it further more difficult, then that's not helpful. With that, thank you for watching. See you next time.